Namaskaram, ma'am.
Namaskaram, ma.
On behalf of Kanaga Sabai School of Bharatanatyam, I am Shruti Anand, and I'm very happy to have you with us here today, ma'am.
Shruti, I am also extremely happy to join you and the students of Kanaga Sabai for this very informal session.
So we are very eagerly awaiting to hear more about your dance journey. So can you tell us more about how your dancing career began and what was the background? And can you tell us more about that?
That's a real walk down memories lane. My journey into the field of dance started when I was hardly 5.5 years of age. We used to live in Adyar, so my parents put me under the tutelage of Dr. Padma Subramaniam in her dance school, Nrityodaya. Paddu Akka used to take on students only when they were 7 or 8 years of age, because she said that was the ideal age for children to start. But she made an exception and she took me under her fold. But she told my parents not to hurry up with the process of learning. She said, let the child just sit down and observe. It's okay if she does not actively dance. So when the time is right, then she can practically begin to dance. But as I was very young, I literally used to fall asleep in the class, sitting down and watching the seniors. I just used to fall asleep. So after a while, on the advice of Paddu Akka, I came under the tutelage of Guru Sri S.K. Kameshwaran. So he used to come home and take individual lessons for me. And I was just 8 years old when I had my Arangetram. I really don't know what I would have done at that age. But I think the very process of going through a 2 hour or 2.5 hour performance was a big deal for a child of that age. So I had my Arangetram at that time. And after my Arangetram, I did quite a few performances within Chennai and outside Chennai. So once I had a performance somewhere in Perambur, I think, when the art critic, Sri V.A.K. Rangarao, he was the art critic for the Indian Express in those days. So he had come for my performance and I had a very nasty review. I think that's the worst review I would have ever got in my life. My parents were shocked because according to them, I mean, I was their child, so they thought I was dancing very well. So they approached him and asked and told him that they did not know anything about dance and what should be done further. So what he said was that I needed a more rigorous and disciplined training on a day-to-day basis if I were to make a real progress in the art form. He said that 2 or 3 days a week individual classes would not be good enough if we intended to pursue the art form seriously. So my parents started looking out for classes where we had classes on a daily basis. It was at that time that my guru, Lakshman Sir, Adayar Sri K. Lakshman, had opened his Bharata Chudamani just on Basanta Press Road, which is very near the Adayar Bridge. He had served for about 10 years in Srimati Vaijayanti Mala Bali's Natyalaya. And since Srimati Vaijayanti Mala had to close down her Natyalaya because of her commitments in the movie field, she had to move to Bombay. And so she had to close down Natyalaya. And the staff of Natyalaya, they started their own classes. And it so happened that Lakshman Sir had just started Bharata Chudamani. So my parents approached him for classes. And he said that he would accept me as a student, provided I come for classes every day, twice a day. except on Thursdays when he had Baba bhajans at home. So I was expected to be in class at 6 o'clock in the morning and be there till about 7:30, and then I used to get ready and go to school. And from school, my mother used to just drop me off in dance class. She used to get my dress changed, my tiffin, everything packed and ready, and just drop me in class. And I had to be there till as long as classes went on. I mean, it is a kind of environment that we cannot dream of today, except maybe in institutions like Kalakshetra. In private dance schools, mostly it is, twice a week or thrice a week of classes. So it was a real, golden period, I would say, when all my waking hours, except the time I was in school, I used to spend in Sir's class. And I don't remember Sir actually teaching me an item. It was a process of imbibing the art form. He used to just ask us to stand behind the seniors and just follow whatever was going on. He said, whatever you can follow, just follow. If you cannot, just sit and observe. You learn a lot by observation. So this was the kind of training that we had in Lakshman Sir's class. It was not Sir alone, but his entire family was involved in the classes. His elder brother, Shri K. Ramarao, he was a vocalist, and his sister, Srimati Nagamani Srinivasa Rao, she was also a vocalist. She used to handle classes for us. His brother, K. Gopinath, was a mridangist, and there used to be a whole lot of musicians like flute Unni Krishnan sir and Veena D. Kannan, who used to be there on a everyday basis. Whether program or no program, they just used to play in the class. So it was like we were having orchestra rehearsals every day. So when it came to performances, we never had any separate rehearsal as such. Sir used to just tell on the day of the program, in the morning he will tell, Amma, in the item pannidungo. And we just used to go do it. And since we were there in class every day, we used to constantly keep practicing all the items in rotation. So it was like we knew it like the back of our hand. We didn't have to rehearse specifically for a performance. And Sir used to make it very clear that the performances were not an end in itself. He said they are just milestones. It is there just to gauge your own progress in the art field. And the process of learning the art form was very important, more than the actual performance. The performances were incidental. And I think when I was about 11 or 12 years of age, Srimati Kalanidhi Narayanan, after a break of almost 30 years from the field of dance, got back to teaching Abhinaya. She, on the request of Sri Y.G. Dorasamy, who was a great connoisseur of the arts, she came to Chennai and started giving training in Abhinaya. In those days, I would say that the gurus were not very open to sending their students outside to learn anything. In that respect, I must say that Lakshman Sir was a most generous teacher. He would tell us whatever is good in other schools or other styles. Take the good and leave out what is not good. So he sent us to Kalanidhi Mami because he felt that to learn the Sringara Padams, it would be better to learn them from a lady than from a gent. So I started training under Mami, and the training went on till she was alive. I mean, whether be it with Lakshman Sir or Kalanidhi Mami, the process of learning continued till their lifetime. I got married when I was 20 years of age. After that, there was my art, everything went into cold storage, I would say. I don't wish to go into the reasons why that happened, but the fact was I was away from the field of dance for a very long time. It was a difficult period for me because when I got married, I would say like I was in the peak of my career. I used to be performing almost 10 programs within a month. So it was a period when I used to be performing quite a lot. So it was a very trying period for me. It was very difficult for me to be away from dance. But still, I had my family commitments. I had my children to look after. So the dancing took a backseat. And after my son was born, I did my post-graduation in Sanskrit, which was very, very helpful for me as far as dance was concerned. I also joined Kala Peetham, where I learned Natvangam from Bhagavatalu Sri Sita Sharma. So this is as far as my learning experience goes.
It is so enlightening, ma'am, because for our generation, we cannot even imagine a lifestyle where we spend so much time in a dance class or ask our next generation students to spend that time. So it is so inspiring to listen to the passion that you've been having towards the art form. It is very
Yes,
beautiful.
it was not only, I mean, we did not learn just the art from our gurus, but we learned a complete way of life. Like be it Lakshman sir or Kalanidhi Mami or Sharma sir, they were extremely committed to their families. So they used to, you know, like Lakshman sir, when I got married and I visited him, he used to ask, "Nee maamna maamiyar sonna pechellam ketendrukiya? Nee vanda avalukku thandha mari nadandukriya?" You know, like a mother, he used to question us because he gave a lot of value to the family. He nurtured his brothers, his sisters, the entire family. I mean, we've seen it with our eyes, the care he took for his family. So all those things we imbibed, and even simple things like he used to insist that when we were in class, we must have a single plait and we must have a straight central parting. பொட்டு வச்சுக்கணும், தோடு போட்டுக்கணும், கைக்கு வளையல் போட்டுக்கணும். So these were things that otherwise he won't allow us to dance. He'll just make us sit down. So these were things that became part and parcel of us.
So beautiful. Beautiful to listen to that. I'm literally having goosebumps now listening to such a beautiful background that you've had. So, ma'am, can you share more about your traveling and other interesting experiences in your dance career?
Yes, prior to my wedding, I have done a lot of performances within Chennai and outside Chennai, that is within Tamil Nadu and also all over India, like the principal cities like Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Vizag, and many places in Kerala. So I have performed extensively outside Chennai also. After I think my daughter completed her college that I started taking travel abroad. And I have been to I have performed and done workshops in the US, Canada, and in Europe, I have been to France and Hungary. Then I've been to Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka. So these were the places I've been to. There were one or two of these travels was very memorable. For instance, in Hungary, I had the opportunity of staying there for a month and teaching students there. So it was mainly the Europeans who came to learn. It is not like in the US or Canada where we had people of Indian origin coming and learning. But in Europe, it was the Europeans who came to learn. And I stayed in my students' apartment, which was on the top story of a very, very old building. It was like one of those old castles, you know, and which were literally riddled by bullets during the Second World War. And the country was so backward that they could not even renovate those buildings. Beautiful stay was the time I spent in Sutra Dance Theatre in Malaysia. Sutra Dance Theatre, which was founded by the world famous dancer Ramli Ibrahim. He learned Bharatanatyam from Lakshman sir. He's also an Odissi dancer. It was a great experience. I mean, the very atmosphere in Sutra was just reverberating with art. And the kind of passion with which his students danced was something amazing. Because I think it is very important that the students show as much love and passion and hard work for the art form as the teacher. So I had trained two of Ramli's students for their Arangetram. I had taught them some of Lakshman sir's choreography as well as some of mine. And we had performances in the Sutra Dance Theatre. And it was like an amphitheater, just, it was an open air theater and under so much of greenery. So it was a beautiful experience dancing in those natural surroundings. I really enjoyed that stay.
Which is like, I think some series, some movies, each and every experience, it's like, movie scenes coming into mind, the way you are explaining it with the intensity of explaining it. So wonderful to hear, ma'am. So Jayanti Akka is very dear to our school, Kanagasabai, and to our teacher, Sashireka Ramohan, ma'am. So what is your experience with us in your life, ma'am?
Yes, for me, Kanagasabai is synonymous with Sashireka Ramohan. So, my first meeting of Sashi, I call her Sashi, was in PS Senior Secondary School. Subsequently, being a parent in PSC, both my son and daughter studied there. So the time Sashi joined, it was my daughter who was still studying there. So the principal used to ask me to help out with the annual day performances. When I was assisting in the choreography of the dance for the annual day, I had longer interaction with Sashi. What struck me was her complete open-mindedness to learn. There was, whenever the ego comes into play there, the process of learning stops. If you notice, like people like Chandru sir and Kalanidhi Mami and all the great gurus, you can see them attending all performances. They do not think it is beneath their dignity to come and sit in the performance of a junior artist. Because Kalanidhi Mami used to come and tell us, hey, and the program for a guru of her stature to make a statement like that, what amount of humility and what amount of openness to the process of learning. Because the process of learning never stops. You can learn till the end of you keep learning till the end of your life, and you can learn from anybody. Age is no bar. So I found that kind of openness in Sashi, and every now and then she used to ask me for, a piece of advice, like whom to go for training, and many things regarding whether be it to fix the orchestra for performances. And she was a very, very warm person, very, very friendly. And what I like a lot about Sashi is the fact that she never forgets people who help her. Because it is very, very common in the field for people to just use you and throw you. You are just a ladder for them to climb up. Once they find somebody else, just throw and go on to the next person. But she is not like that. You know, she always remembers the people who have helped her out. That is a great quality, I would say. And she, I know that she has faced a lot of odds in, resuming her dancing career, even be it if not as a performer, as a teacher. And against all obstacles, she has started her school, and I was there to inaugurate her school, Kanakasabai, and Srimati Gopika Verma was there. I remember very clearly. And I have been, she was also on the committee of Abhay when I served as the vice president. Guru Narsimachari sir, he was the president for 9 years. So during his period of 9 years, I served as the vice president. And at that time, Sashi used to be a committee member. And she used to be a very, very hard worker. So whatever jobs there were, whatever responsibilities you gave her, you can just rest assured she'll get it done. You don't have to, remind her or look back. So once Kanaka Sabai started, I've been watching the growth of the school and the growth of Sashi as a teacher. How, even in things like choreography, how much she has evolved. And later I had the opportunity to see her group productions like Tennadudaya Shivane Potri, Bharati Kanda Bharatam, Adukaprom Aranganum, Alvarum Aranganum. So she used to invite me to the rehearsals, much before she put up the actual performance, the actual production on stage. She used to call me and ask for my feedback, and she used to take it seriously. I mean, anybody can ask you for a feedback, but she used to take it seriously and see those little changes were implemented. And today she's Dr. Sashireka Ram Mohan. How much of work she must have put into, to get to where she is. And she's doing amazing job in Prayatnam also. So I'm very, very happy and proud to see her grow, and along with her school, Kanakasabai.
Just like how you are fondly talking about Sashi auntie, she also talks to us so fondly about you, Akka. So it's such a wonderful friendship that even we as young dancers, we hope to make in the field in the future as well. It is so inspiring for us.
I think that is very important. The field of art gives us, such close friends. Like in Lakshman sir's class, I grew up with Roja, Srimati Nitya Kalyani, and all of us, our friendship lasts to this day. So I think there are certain very special relationships that you develop in the field of art with the musicians, with co-dancers, teachers.
Definitely. Bharatnatyam especially is not something that we can do by ourselves. We need that team to support us, to be there with us, Ilya. So it is definitely so inspiring to hear how you've been doing that in your life. So, my next question is, I'm sure you have received a lot of awards and recognitions, but there must be some awards and recognitions that is close to your heart. So can you talk to us about that?
Yes, I have received many awards, and it is really difficult to, recollect all of them chronologically. But and also very hard to remember the titles because most of them start with Nritta or Nritya or Natya. So, pardon me if I just get confused with the titles. The very first title I received was Natya Kala Jyoti when I was very, very young. I was a child. So it was awarded by the Kachaleshwara Gana Sabha, which is now not there. but it used to be very famous in those times. And my master was awarded the Natya Kala Tilakam. And as a promising young student of a great guru, I was awarded this title. So that was the very, very first title that I received. So the awards and titles started coming to me in the late 90s. So the very first award I got was from the VDS Arts Academy, which gave me the Best Guru Award. In 2000, I received the Senior Dancer Award from Narada Gan Sabha. The title of Satya Acharya Sundaram, which was given by Srimati Anita Guha through her Bharatanjali Trust, and the Sri Vidya Tapasvi, given by the Tapas Academy, which was founded by Srimati Mahalakshmi Ashwin. These awards are very special because they have been given by another dance teacher and performer in recognition of whatever work I have done in the field. So I think that recognition was very, very important to me. Similarly, in 2001, I think I got the Best Guru Award from the Indian Fine Arts Society. And this award was given to me because my student Ashwini Vishwanathan secured the first place in their dance competition. So it was a recognition which the student had. Ashwini Vishwanathan is my very first student. So her performance brought me this credit. So that again is very special. And in the year 2006, I got the Acharya Chudamani from Krishagana Sabha and the Kalaimamani from the government of Tamil Nadu. Again, the Acharya Chudamani is very dear to me. Best Guru Award from the Music Academy, because my daughter Sumitra had won the first place in the Spirit of Youth Festival. In 2014, I got the Nritya Kala Sagaram from the Bhairavi Fine Arts, Cleveland. That was my very first major group production. And I think that opened a new avenue for me because I never thought that I would venture into group productions. But he had given the opportunity, and so I discovered a new facet of myself because of Cleveland. And receiving this award from Sri V.V. Sundaram is again very, very dear to my heart. Last year, 2019, it marked 50 years of my performing career because I had my Arangetram in 1969. And 2019 is like it is 50 years of my dancing performing career. So I got this For the Sake of Honor award from the Rotary, and they did not know that. I mean, it so happened that even the date on which I received the award sort of coincided. It was very close to my Arangetram date in 1969. So that again is again very memorable award for me. Wonderful. I mean, of course, awards which have been given by the Mylapore Fine Arts, the Nugambakam Cultural Academy, the Karthik Fine Arts, but not possible to enlist all of them here.
Wonderful.
And I have to tell about the Nritta Perunjoti, which is given by Abhay. That is, I mean, that is a great recognition because Abhay is for the artist, by the artist. So to get the award from Abhay it is indeed a great honor. So I will really cherish that.
Wonderful, Akka. Wonderful. It was so inspiring to listen to you about your journey. It was so beautiful to hear about demo. Thank you so much for the gracious accepting of the interview. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are very blessed to have this session with you.
Thank you, Madhu. It's a great pleasure for me to talk about my experiences.
Thank you.